is that Harry and Meghan really do like a drama, and on their recent visit back here to the United Kingdom, this particular incident set them off to the point that we're really considering their, shall we say, movements after this particular engagement was first invited, then disinvited. But what truly was the background? As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company today. And yes, behind me is the stage door of a very, very famous worldwide musical. If you've been to London, or you've been to Broadway, or seen it around the world, I know that everybody loves Les Miserables. Yes, I went up for an audition once as a flag waver. Let's just leave that one there. Still a bitter pill to swallow, you know, when you get turned down. Couldn't believe it, you know. Cameron, if you're watching, just think about what you let go. You did? Yeah, all right, okay. We'll move on then. Back as ever to your breaking ball story of the day. This story really centres upon the fact that, you know, when you think about it, just over a week and a bit ago now, we were going through a very dark time, weren't we? We'd lost our wonderful monarch of 70 years, Queen Elizabeth II. But seemingly, you know, everything was infighting behind the scenes. We now know all about the Balmoral bust-up, the letter to Prince Charles, or the request to Prince Charles from Meghan Markle, allegedly, to have a meeting with him to try and iron out the problems that were ongoing, seemingly, and not stopping as part of the British monarchy. But the bigger problem really was this, and it's kind of come to a huge conclusion, because when you think about it, you know, you have to look at it with Harry and Meghan and say, why on earth would you want to get involved in something like this? You know, when we recall back, they just claimed they wanted to step back, be away, move on, not have anything to do with their former life. They were going to carve out a different life. What people do find when you step away from celebrity, as we found out with many other people, is they really struggle, because the bottom line is they're known for one thing, and it's the one thing that they have to sell. When you're part of the royals, it's a totally different structure. People like you, people dislike you, but the bottom line is royals are, of course, for good. They celebrate a lot of charities, their mere presence helps that charity, and more importantly, when you are someone like Prince Harry, you enjoyed popularity beyond all belief. Step away from it and you found out exactly how the British public feel about you, or indeed the worldwide public. But this all centres upon the fact that obviously Harry and Meghan would have liked to have met with the people who apparently were going to be at this World Leaders Dinner convention. And when you think about it, it made perfect sense for them. They wanted to be there for one reason only. But then the bigger problem was they were firstly invited, then, according to the media, disinvited. But as we told you, there was never really a formal invite. But now that's really the biggest bone of contention upon the return back to California. And let me explain. You see, both of them, according to a very good source, that's Harry and Meghan, felt that they could have done a power of good by being there, meeting world leaders, putting world leaders, you know, and people talking about the British monarchy in a positive light. Seemingly, though, His Majesty the King didn't feel the same way, and that's the reason why he decided that it was just going to be working royals. But the bigger picture escalated, because right until the 11th hour, there was a back and forth fight about whether they should be invited or not invited. Now, according to a very good source, it was Prince William, once again, that stepped forward and said, basically, it's not a good idea. They're now not part of the British monarchy as such as working royals, and that could confuse people on the world stage. As we've told you before, our Prince of Wales is very much an ambassador for good and wants to make sure that Great Britain is represented to the highest order on the world stage. So his thoughts were correct, because had Harry and Meghan gone there and met with all these world leaders, given what's now spilled out in those books, and of course the leaks from, well, shall we say, certain PR people, would it have been a good look for those world leaders to be associated at such an important dinner? The political minister here, James Cleverly, also hosted a following night a different dinner, and according to that good source, maybe there was a chance that they could have been invited to that. But for some reason, that didn't come to light either. Whichever way you look at it with Harry and Meghan, they've created something of a very difficult path for themselves. And seemingly, as each door closes, another one slams shut even harder behind it. But with Harry and Meghan, of course, they plan to have their say, no doubt, in exactly how they were treated, and more importantly, what went wrong on their latest visit here back to the United Kingdom. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.